Hey, I didn't want to do a vlog on this again, but I am going to do another one because I was just cleaning out my email box on YouTube, and I started to read some of the letters that some people left for me, and I was a little bit shocked because, I know that people, that say that they're so happy. They don't, by their words, they don't sound very happy. They call you names, call you all kinds of things, and just are really sharp and venomous in a lot of the things that they say. So this one guy here, Casual, had to, he just comes off with, and it's sad because they call themselves intellectuals and stuff like that, but they always break down the foul language. And my point is that, if you're so gay and you're so happy, then why are you so vicious and venomous about things? So your word, he says, your God is a fictitious, immoral asshole. Fuck your God. Really, wow. Wow, that's a really happy gay person. Wow. That's very, very happy. And your comments on Don't Talk the Big Guy, and, he just, he's sunk lower and lower and lower into all kinds of very sexual, like, fuck this and, this and all that, So to me, I know that you try to say that Christians are violent and stuff like that, but that's not completely exclusive, is it? Anyway, and then this other guy, he goes on and he's like, grow up and all this other stuff. Anyway, that's not the point of the video. This is. Something about that, and I said, you know what, okay. I don't want this to be about me. I don't want to inject just me, because it's not me. My personal pet peeve is truth. I just have a thing about not twisting and changing the truth. The truth is a constant. It doesn't change, and, it just doesn't change, or how could it be truth? And so that's my thing. So if I live in a world or a country that takes on this huge immoral lie, it's like, damn, it kind of takes my faith away from the country in itself. That we're not about righteousness. We're not about crown thy good with brotherhood. We're not about being good. That to me shakes the moral base and foundation of our country when we accept these injustices. It's like slavery. We knew it was a lie to abuse and beat people, based on the color of their skin. Nobody is taking away rights from them. They have the right to do what they want. Marriage is a godly. Somebody said something. I don't have a problem with what you do. He says, why if America being a secular nation, why should they have anything against marriage? Because marriage at the heart of it is a spiritual and godly institution. Now most people will argue that as well, but Genesis is from the beginning of mankind, and so we all agree that man have an origin and stuff like that. Now evolution kind of tries to equivocate that as well, but basically marriage is a holy institution. If not, then why even call it marriage? If you have your civil unions and you have a state-run union, it is not, then don't call it marriage. The whole thing with gayism is the shame of it. And so why I say that is that here, what does the Bible says about gay? I just did a search. What does the Bible say? And so one of the things that comes up in the Bible, and it's Genesis 2:18 through 25. And this is just a fast search. First thing I came across. Okay. The first thing that it says, or at the last, I guess it would be around verse 25. But so God was looking for a mate for man. He bought animals, they're not a match. He made all these creatures, Adam named them, none of them was a match. So God was looking for a suitable mate. So what that suitable mate was a woman. Only thing on the planet. And in order to do it, he had to put Adam to sleep, and he took a rib. Now they say that God, they try to say that God knows cloning. Okay, so it was actually a cloning process that he did. Whatever. All people have kind of things, but he took a piece of Adam, one of his ribs, and whether through his DNA or what have you, he made a woman, a bone of, and so Adam said, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." Okay, so you women, that think you're above men, you came from man. Okay, so that's the point of that. All right, but therefore, and like I say, part of this is part of this feminist movement with gay women. And again, I'm a man. The first thing they did on television was to show gay women kissing each other, girls going wild, and a lot of men did not complain about that because they are a man. But it was quite obvious that the next thing they were going to slip on you were gay men kissing each other on television. And so this is the stuff that kids watch at night when parents aren't around, and that was my problem with that. Is that it teaches them that homosexuality is okay and indoctrinates them. Okay, just like they indoctrinate them in the school or trying to say that it is a valid lifestyle, and I say it is not, and it has nothing to do with the natural laws of nature. I'll be getting to my point in a second. So here it is, and so this is bone of my flesh, because she was taken out of me, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother. Now this is deep. So therefore he leave his father and his mother. Now this is deep, because I didn't think about this, because I'm thinking about it now, because basically so he had to be talking as to come, as opposed to, or he might have been talking back. That's a different thing, that could use some thought, and be joined to his wife. So men that want to still live underneath their mother and stuff like that, and their father, when it comes to their wives, it's not that. Your allegiance is not to your father and your mother. It is to your wife. Okay, now, I lived near my father, and I lived near my mother, but, I left my father and mother, like, years ago, Anyway, even before I left town. So, 5 years before I left town. And then I was gone for, like, 15 years. So, they like to call me a mama's boy. Anyway, let me go on. And they shall become one flesh. That's the problem. Okay? Therein lies the rub. And let me tell you, I gotta look at this. Therein lies the rub. And let me tell you why. Okay? One flesh. One flesh. Even when you break down homosexual, and I'm not stupid, okay? I've been around, I've seen, and I really have nothing against homosexuals, but when you say, and my problem is truth. This is the problem I have. It's not homosexual, it's not styles, it's not your... I don't change the laws of truth, because that's the basis of life, and my life is based on truth. So I have a problem with it based on truth. The truth is homosexualities don't even have normal, natural sex. Even when they have sex, it's a problem. It don't even fit. Okay? When you have a man and a woman, and this was my point, and I didn't really realize it, that fit together perfectly. Perfectly. Even when it comes to the sex. Okay? I'm going all the way there. Okay? When you have a man and a woman, okay, let's say you have a man, and they have anal sex. Okay? You still have a missing part. One of them ain't getting what they want, It don't work, So he has a penis, he has an anus. All right, I'll use this as an illustration. I didn't even know I was going to go here, okay? And you have another man, he has an anus and he has a penis. Bam. Okay. Ooch. Bam. Okay. So now you have one still waiting over here. Okay. When you have a woman, okay, 2 holes. Okay. Or however you want to, if I put in the anus, all right, 2 holes each. Okay. Bam. None of them is going in. They have to buy, another piece, an artificial piece, in order for their work. One still left out. Okay? When you have, I'm just breaking it, let's be real, okay? Let's break it down. When you have a man and a woman, slam. That's all she wrote. That's all is going to happen. All day, every day. That's it. It just doesn't, there's just nobody's left out. It works. It fits together perfectly. And that's what I'm saying. Illogical disconnects. It just really is an illogical disconnect on every level imaginable. That's the truth of the matter. It don't really work. You can't even have, 2 men. A man has a penis, okay? That's the stimulating part. That's what makes him, in general. It makes him, his things happen, and it works. And he ejaculates from his penis. A woman ejaculates orgasms for, this is a good time to talk about sex, right? It's Easter, and we talk about all this fertility and stuff like that, right? So, one is going to be left out of the equation. It is an unequal equation. It doesn't work. It is not balanced. It is out of balance. It is disharmony. It don't work. Okay? So that's not the point. My point was, then, that's just a sidebar. Okay? That just came in. So that's what I'm saying. It don't even work. And like I said, earlier in my last one, when Jesus made comparisons and metaphors and truths, there was nothing left out. It fit together perfectly. Okay? That's what the difference. That's why nature works. That's how nature works. And the laws of nature and the laws of truth. There's a metaphor. They combine. They just, if a note is out of whack, it don't work. It's not like that. It's perfect harmony. And you should be able to know when it works. Now, so my point is that this stuff, and somewhere you moralists and homosexuals have a disconnect that does not work. There's a note that is out of tune. It doesn't work. And I'd be very, 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 homosexuality is a spirit, okay? And that spirit can get on you. You can always tell when somebody is homosexual, they have a spirit about them, Okay? And that spirit likes to jump on other people too. Okay? That's why I don't think it's good to expose your children to this homosexuality. It's not good. They have this, this stuff, and that spirit, those vibrations of this is very, very, they talk in that. I'm going way too far off. And, all of a sudden a man wants to be homosexual. All of a sudden he talks like this. Spirit and words come out of life out of your mouth. I'm just telling the truth that I know. Okay? So when you start projecting that spirit out of your mouth because you talking in a way that is supposed to be sexually stimulating, you are doing it to spread a spirit, to send out a vibration that is not work. So they try to fake like they're talking to a woman to stimulate men. And that's what they do. And it's annoying because it don't sound right. Yeah. All right. So anyway, if I sat up there, and I ain't talking about people that got a list, that just naturally has a list, I'm talking about people that, I call it snake talk, like talking with a forked tongue, It's very, these things are spiritual. Anyway, this is not my point. My point was this. Now, again, I do not love a drug dealer sells drugs. A drug dealer, and I hate this, a drug dealer, you don't even do crack. A drug dealer knows to light up crack, to test and to send those vapors out. And I think it should be a law against it. They should have something, if you light up this stuff around other people, just like they got around cigarette smokes. These people are sitting out there sending out sorcery, and people think that we're talking about sorcery and stuff like that. That we're just making up this stuff about sorcery and things like that. That's a magic potion that turns people, puts spells on people, and puts them in a trance and zombieism. That stuff, those are sorcerers with magic potions. That's what people who sell drugs are. And then they send out those vapors, they send out those spirits. That's why alcohol is called spirits, because it changes your nature. The drugs made me do it. The alcohol made me do it. Now, I used to be an alcoholic, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so anyway, that's not my point. I just want to finish this little scripture, and I hate that I just go on like this. All right. So here we go. Therefore, a man shall leave. This is my point. Therefore, a man shall leave his mother and father and join with his wife, and they shall become one flesh. All right, let me get to the illustration. They will become one. When you have a child that you did not generate, now I'm not talking about adopted, because there's circumstances, situations, and circumstances are circumstances. They're abnormal. They are not they're through other situations that cause that. When somebody adopts a child, now you adopt them to a gay family, you're influencing them with gay values. Okay, but when you adopt a child, there's no way, this is what I hear, is that two men go turn around and say that they can raise a little girl. There's no way that two women can turn around and say that they can teach a boy to be a boy. My dad got mad with my mom one time when I was a little kid. It's funny the things I remember. And she was potty training us, and it had to be young because, I was young enough that it was my turn too. And my dad walked in and he got mad, right? And he said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm telling you how to go to the bathroom." And he said, he took the toilet paper. My dad was just really, I ain't gonna go there. But he said, you don't take the toilet paper and tell a little boy to go in between his legs to wipe his butt hole. Okay? You take the toilet and you tell a little boy to go around from the back. Women got all that other stuff in between their legs, and then that's why they go in between their legs, because they can handle 2 for 1. A man only got one thing he got to wipe. You know, it's little nuances like that makes a difference when you raising a boy and a female. There's other things. There's vibe, like I said. You know, there's a certain vibe that a man will project and don't, you know. So, you know, and one of those vibes is the kind of love a man, and hugging, kissing, and affection and all that. I have had little baby boys spit drool right up in my mouth. It's just like, you know, I'm playing with the kid and he drool, and I was taking care of somebody else's kid. You know, it's a lot easier to do when you have and it's your child. Then you're like, okay, that's much better. But when somebody else's baby spit in your mouth, it's rough. But you know, it's a baby, so and you're man, and you're taking care of the kid, and you just learn to love it like it's your own. But, you know, it's not so easy, you know. Anyway, I'm going way off. So, in nature, we know that there are forces in nature that a man and a woman that are like a man and a woman. Opposites attract. 2 units that are same in nature repel each other. You try to put them together, it don't work. It's that simple. It's life is like that. Nature. You talk about nature and stuff like that. You know, the laws, and this is on atomic, subatomic level. You know, so this is 2, and if there's the difference between them, attracts and pull and creates life. There's a continuity in between them. Okay? And it's not there when you talk about homosexual. Like I said, you know, it comes together perfectly, harmoniously. Nothing is left out. Okay? You have a man and a woman, like I said, 2 men, you know, one of them got both of them got things and an ale, you know. One of them is going to be left out, you know. It's not natural. They cannot fit together. It's not real sex. It's whatever else you want to call it, homosexual, or just, to me, it's just them, you know, it's probably just, I don't know what to call it. It's just they're stimulating each other. But it's not. We got two women, 2 holes. They don't fit. Okay? There's not a continuity in life. It doesn't perfectly match. It's like 2 magnets. They won't fit together. It's just that simple. It's nature on a subatomic level repeating itself on many other higher levels. But the base rule and truth is the same. And like I said, that's my problem. It's not that I have a problem with homo. I'm not on a crusade for no homosexuality. I have a problem with people messing with the truth. You know? Trying to tell me a lie. You know? They said the devil is a lie and the truth ain't in him. It ain't nowhere, no parts up in it. That's what I have a problem with. So when I'm living in a country that is living a lie, you know, that just really makes me think, you know, damn. That just really, I can't even imagine how that is. I can't even imagine it. A nation that wholeheartedly on a national level accept a lie, an untruth. That's where I have a problem with. That's my problem. That's what, it's not homosexuality. I don't care nothing about that. You do whatever you want in your bed. But when you say, besides the fact that you want to call it marriage, which is godly, is a godly thing. And so you want acceptance from God, and it's not an acceptance on no level ever. Not on a subatomic level, nothing. So that's my huge problem with that. And then, and it's the stubborn pride that is going to say, so what? And I said, why is the pride? And this will hit me. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and join with his wife, and they shall become one. They attract, they become one, and you can't pull them together, pull them apart. They lock on each other. They become one, and they produce one life. That's the whole reason why that whole thing works. And so this is what got me. This is the last line. And I wasn't even thinking about this. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife were not ashamed. Bingo. Shame. This is what the whole thing is about. It's shame in homosexuality. And that's why they are working in pride, working and pushing pride. And everybody knows pride cometh before a fall. So we have this national pride, this unjust, proud is stubbornness. And when you ever, anybody in life, I don't care how good you think you are, you can be humbled. You can be brought low. That's the whole thing. That's why God is just. Arrogance and pride will bring you low. It'll bring anybody low. That's why they say it's hard to stumble when you're on your knees. It's hard to get knocked down when you're already low, when you're on your right, in your right. When it comes before God, you should be on your knees, but you should be humble. So the whole thing is that this is where that's the thing that get me. It's like, when you look at a homosexual, it's just like something ain't right. It is wrong, and you just you cringe it inside, but you just try not to say nothing. It's not right, and you just pretend. That's what I have a problem with, pretending. Phony, fake ass lying. Now, that's just, that's my point. That's my point right there. And so I really wanted to talk about something else, and I wasn't going to do another thing. And this is extremely long, and I'm going to find out if I can put this long video up. But that's the whole thing, y'all. It's a natural, invisible force. And the thing about magnetism, it keeps them from touching each other. It keeps them. The magnetism is like, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't come near me, don't touch me, don't come near me. And positive, negative, male, female. I gotta think about that. Think about that. And again, I don't have anything about what somebody do. I'm not perfect myself. I got some ways. And everybody said none is perfect except for God, Jesus. And but there's some truths that we need to wake up to, and we need to be just real about. Everybody talking about keeping it real, and they don't want to keep it really real. That's not really real. You talking about this homosexual, like it just work. There ain't no difference. You know what? If I was in a homosexual relationship and it's just one left, it's always gonna be one left. I would be dissatisfied. I'd be like, shit, this ain't working. Excuse me. Okay, so,